I mean, guys, we already saw that 2 minutes into the trailer. Like, when that one guy mistakenly called him bro, he quickly apologized, he did not react further, and then at a very Americana, very...
See, and that's the point. That is the point. How many Republicans have screamed from the mountaintop that if these trans people are forcing us to use their pronouns and it's clearly a bro, but I accidentally called her a bro and now she's causing hell. Like, no, that's not what happened. All right, so one thing that I've been pretty consistent on, which is, props to me, because a lot of content creators can't be consistent when it comes to a positive message. But one thing that I've been consistent on is letting people know that majority of Americans, and you can kind of get a good understanding if you're a regular person, you work a regular job with other regular people who are in somewhat in the same boat as you. Bills is tight, you know what I'm saying? You got a couple of dollars at the end of the week when you get paid, you got kids, you're trying to take care of your family, and you're just, not trying to be a billionaire, but you just want enough money to change the oil in your car on time. You know what I'm saying? Just a really basic American, you know what I'm saying? So when I say that most Americans don't really care about legal, not illegal, legal immigrants coming over, Mexican folks, black folks, white folks, trans people, gay people, just your average hot topic conversations. Like, most Americans don't really care about that. If you see a Haitian person, you just gonna say, hey, what's up, and just keep it pushing. If you see a gay person or a trans person, hey, what's up? How you doing? You having a good day? And just keep it pushing. Like, it's not going to have the average American just go crazy and just start, flailing like a crazy person, But one party, and just to be honest here, one party seems to want to marginalize groups of people as a scapegoat to the real issues that need to be talked about. And obviously that's Republicans, and not really so much Democrats. Like, they do have their awkward, weird talking points, but for the most part, Republicans, just anti-gay people, anti-trans, anti-immigrants, anti-black people, anti-Mexican people. Like, that's literally what their whole platform is about. Saying that, Britt Cooper, who is like a mini Ben Shapiro, I don't think I ever really done a video or a topic about her, but when I seen this, I was confused on who she was. I'm like, wait, are you a Democrat? You a leftist? Because her video made no sense, and I think she's grifting so hard, she's grifting herself. It's weird. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I don't understand. I mean, I do understand. So let's go ahead and hear what she's talking about. She, as you can see by the title here, she's talking about Will Ferrell's docu that's coming out on Netflix. I think it's already out as of today. And it's just really simple. He has a friend, an older gentleman that now identifies as a woman, and he's just kind of documenting his journey of finding out and kind of just adventuring the world with his new friend and just kind of his perspective on it. Really simple, nothing too crazy. You know what I'm saying? I've seen crazier movies, so let's hear Britt Cooper's kind of perspective on this.
Hi there, I'm Will Ferrell, one of the greatest actors in the world. A long time ago, back when I was at Saturday Night Live.
Actually, let's rewind this back a little bit.
That documents his friendship with former SNL head writer Andrew Steele. Well, actually, sorry, it's now Harper Steele. who at 60 years old came out as a woman. And Will Ferrell thought the best way to try and understand his friend in this new era was by driving across the country together, deep diving into the tough questions about transgenderism while simultaneously facing the treatment of his transgender friend across the evil American countryside. And while they intended to create this film to prove their theory that America is a dangerous place to be transgender, it ended up proving quite the opposite, which contradicts basically everything the media tells us. Before we dive into this story, though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the comment section channel if you've not already, and of course, hit that notification bell to make sure it is now available to stream on Netflix. It was also in select theaters, and the reception has just been mixed. You know, some people are proud that they canceled their Netflix subscription before this came out, while others
like, oh my God, we can't see Will Ferrell like being a human being. Oh no, hide your kids. Like, come on, it's not that big of a deal.
Obviously praising this heartwarming, revolutionary, and brave film. Stunning and brave from Will Ferrell.
Well, I need
did
those
this for what?
Switches.
Why not? Why? Why not? Why?
Right,
the long-awaited and surprising sequel to The Step Brothers.
Did we just become best friends? Yep!
But let's just get a taste of the trailer.
Hi there. I'm Will Ferrell, one of the greatest actors in the world. A long time ago, back when I was at Saturday Night Live, I met a guy who was hired as a writer the same week I was hired. He wrote a bunch of sketches for me and eventually became the head writer of SNL. And over the years, he became one of my closest friends. And then one day, I got this email. Hey, Will, something I need you to know. I'll be transitioning to live as a woman.
I don't doubt that Will is my friend.
Again, the fact that this is a drama, that this is serious, is the most insane part of this. Like, this should be a comedy. The right thing to do would be to frame this as a comedic.
Now, remember that she's saying this should be a comedy, right? And I done seen the trailer once. I seen it a second time while watching her video, and I laughed twice. And I know I'm going to laugh again once it gets to the part, because it's funny. So remember, she's saying this should be a funny movie, a comedy, right? And anything with Will Ferrell is going to be a comedy. I don't care if he's playing Jigsaw himself in a scary movie. He's going to make it funny, like just off his appearance alone, you know? So remember that.
Documentary style movie. And yet it's 2024, so no, we can't do this. This is the most serious piece of filmmaking that has come out of 2024.
But I'm not Andrew Steele anymore.
It was just, whoa.
I love this country so much, I just don't know if it loves me back right now.
Harper, would you want to do a road trip as this new version of yourself and at the same time figure out what this all means to us?
And I cut her off, my bad. But what he said was, I'm not sure if the country is ready to love me back. That sentiment has been throughout so many different conversations, and speaking from a black man myself, I've even heard other black folks talk about this country not loving us. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the long, confusing, dark history of America and slavery, I've even heard black folks say it. So that's not some like weird, like confusing sentiment to understand. Like, it's not complicated.
Were you a little worried about how to talk to me when I came out to you?
Yeah, probably a little nervous.
There are no ground rules with friends, I'm telling you.
See, and I love how he was honest with that. He's like, yeah, a little. Like he wasn't like, oh, the cameras are on. Of course I wasn't. I accept everybody. Like, he could have played a corny role like that, but I love that, at least from the trailer here. I didn't watch the movie yet, but he was honest, you know?
I invite any friend of mine to ask me these questions. I am not afraid to talk about them.
There's a question. Do you think you're a worse driver as a female driver?
Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. She's trying to hold in the laugh. You can't tell me that's not funny. If you can ask any man that transitioned into a woman a funny question, that would be, are you a worse driver now that you're transitioning into a woman? Like, that was classic right there. Like, I've never heard that joke from any stand-up comic, and I listen to a lot of them. So it's like, it's funny. So what are you complaining about? But watch, there's more.
That is so, no, that is so.
Just laugh.
You.
It's funny.
But I am. Yeah.
But she knows if she laughs, she's gonna get fired. Game over. You're done. You laughed at a film that's supposed to be something that we're supposed to use against the left, but you're laughing at it. So, you know, she's not permitted to laugh.
Oh, yeah. This is my friend Harper.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you, bro.
Hey, not a bro, though. The she, but that's okay.
Sorry.
Remember that. That's going to be important.
Yeah,
Probably around
definitely.
the age where I started to feel just kind of weird.
Yeah.
I used to come out to these kind of places before, and then I transitioned and I got a little afraid. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy it. Come out.
And we just need to pause right there because right there in that moment, without even having to watch the movie, we have stumbled upon the problem with this film and the problem with its premise. Now, obviously, if you guys want to watch the entire thing, it is on Netflix. If you want to watch the entire trailer, you can find that on YouTube. But basically what you need to know, you saw in this trailer, because as they travel through middle America, as you can see in the trailer, the people don't care. Like, I guarantee they care more about their internet privacy than they do about your pronouns. Now, you really should be caring about your internet privacy because in today's every single website, these tech giants, because there is a solution. SVPN, your identity gets close to about simplistic ever. It was easy to use, and it actually enjoy the suite. Take control of your data. Start securing your code. You will get a deem that deal. I mean, guys, we already saw that 2 minutes into the trailer. Like when that one guy mistakenly called him bro, he quickly apologized. He did not react further, and then at a very Americana,
See, and that's the point. That is the point. How many Republicans have screamed from the mountaintop that if these trans people are forcing us to use their pronouns and it's clearly a bro, but I accidentally called her a bro and now she's causing hell. Like, no, that's not what happened. She said, I'm clearly not a bro. And he was like, oh, my bad. I would say that's 80% of Americans at their normal moments in life. Hey, oh, okay, my bad, player. You know what I'm saying? And keep it moving. But no, these Republicans, I'm not gonna call a him or her, my prince, my Jesus is gonna, like, no one is tripping out like that. That's the whole point of people like myself saying, why are Republicans trying to magnify something that's not a problem? Trans people make up less than 1% of Americans. Why are we having all these crazy, grandiose conversations about people that make up less than 1% of the country? And if you don't know, there's 331 million-ish people in America. And we're so fixated on such a small portion of those people. Just the simple fact she's making this video shows how Republicans try to magnify something that's not a problem, like immigration. You know, illegal immigrants are stealing your jobs and kidnapping your kids and eating your pets. And like, that's not happening. Immigrants do less crime than Americans. And that's factual facts for your ass. You know what I'm saying? So once again, Republicans love to magnify something and make it, or magnify nothing and make it something. But watch how she tries to turn this, because her grift powers is so strong. She grifts her own grifts. And it's hilarious to me.
Redneck racetrack, another man simply tells Steele to not be afraid and to come out and watch if he likes it. And then just watch this last clip.
I'm not really afraid of these people. I'm afraid of hating myself.
There you go. I mean, that was probably the most important moment of the entire trailer. I mean, Steele says...
And I would just assume that's at the end of the movie when they kind of want to close out the movie and he's realizing that people, like many of us have said, are not as hateful, but you just have to learn to love yourself. That's really simple human nature type of conversation. Learn to love yourself. So it's not because you're trans or anything. You can be black and hate yourself. You can be white and hate yourself. You could be a woman, a man, and still hate yourself. The problem is loving who you really are on the inside. And no matter what people say or do, you still have that love and respect for yourself. That's what's important. No matter what these people say about you, saying that you're a pedophile by nature and you're hateful and you're a sex addict. Like, you know who you are, and you need to worry about loving yourself and don't care about what the world says about you. That's what's important. But watch how she tries to spin this for her benefit, which is weird.
That's the key line. I'm not really afraid of these people. I'm afraid of hating myself. And that goes against literally everything that we've been told, everything that the media has been screaming at us for years. I mean, it's almost like gender dysphoria is in the American Psychiatric DSM. Wow.
Who's been screaming it? You can't just say media, because there's obviously different fractions of media. You know what I'm saying? So what media? Not CNN, not MSNBC. Who? But watch how she's not going to mention who has been making this the center focus of their entire party. And we're going to get to that in a second.
Wow. Almost like it is a personal issue. And almost like this terrible transphobia and the threats of trans people just being killed aren't actually real, as Stephen L. Miller pointed out.
And actually, during Trump's administration, hate crimes against trans and gay people kind of went up. So, I mean, but, you know, hey, facts are just like nothing important, I guess.
Out on X. He said, "What's so interesting about this is that Farrell's own film proves that people aren't threatened by trans people. His own film literally shows him taking his trans friend to country hick bars and dirt car hick races filled with Trump voters, and none of them care. There's even a scene where he, she, they says that they're scared to come out to places like this, and then it turns out that they all basically just say, hey, do what you want to do. It's the Borat syndrome. Borat went into a Christian conservative's home in a bag to try to outrage them, and they were still polite and caring to him.
Okay, since you want to throw out some like tweets or whatever, let's throw out some tweets from individuals in your own party. But of course, she's not gonna bring this up and be like, so why are Republican Congress people running for president fixated on trying to demonize and marginalize even further a small group of people when most Americans don't give a damn of what you do in your personal life, as long as you're not invading other people's spaces or harming other people? Do what you want, my nigga. Like, why is that so? No. We're not gonna let her off that easily. Marjorie Taylor Greene, MTG, which is a weird nickname because I love Magic the Gathering. So for her to be called MTG is just weird to me. But she posts August 2024. A real woman, Angela Carnini, who trained for years to box at the Olympics, is defeated by a real man pretending to be a woman. He is a fraud and an imposter and a liar. Shame on everyone who allows men to compete against women. Democrats support this, and it's been debunked immediately that was a woman boxer, not a man. Kind of awkward. Oh, what again? MTG. There is a line in the sand. Either you are pro pedophile and pro transgender biological men, or you defend children and women, period. There is no other option. Wow, it really sounds like she really is fixated and cares about this other than the people shown in this movie. But we're not mentioning that. Oh no, but it's just in everybody's imagination, right? Like, everyone's making this up, just like waking up in the morning like, man, I kind of feel a little hateful against trans people. Like, really? That's what you want to go on. There's more, trust me. Vivek Ramaswamy, okay? The person who was on Dr. Phil saying like, man, we shouldn't focus on wokeism and CTR. We should focus on the real issues. He tweeted, when was this? 2024 in January. There are two genders, and no, a man cannot become a woman. Iowa, I am asking for your vote tonight. Kind of weird that he's trying to connect gender with voting and thinking that that's what voters really want to hear. He's not talking about, hey, people in Iowa. I know wages are low. Let's talk about increasing wages. Vote tonight. Or hey, Iowans, I don't know what you call people who live in Iowa. Education or healthcare is in shambles. Let's talk about increasing the improving prices and quality of healthcare. Vote tonight. But no, let's talk about there's only 2 genders. What are you talking about? You're losing your own battle here. And the famous Matt Walsh, okay? This year, and he said this in 2022, this year I will be waging an all-out assault on gender ideology. We have been working on something that will make the Dr. Phil episode seem tame and boring by comparison. I can't say anything else about it, but it will change the conversation. We can win this battle. What battle is he talking about? The battle against low wages, poor education, poor health care? What? Come on. Be honest. You can't grift everything. You got to stay in your lane, know what you need to talk about, and stick to that. But you try to grift so hard, you kind of just grift yourself in a circle.
Netflix film about Farrell's trans friend proves the exact opposite point of the trans genocide bigotry that they try to push. That was the takeaway from it. Could not have said it better myself. Now, even though that is what is obviously discovered in this film, that just is not the politically appropriate way to talk about it. You have to continue to talk about the transphobia, say that it's a huge issue, as well as continue to do throughout the film's press junket. And
you're an idiot. And the reason why you look like Ben Shapiro is because you're an idiot. And the more of an idiotic person you are, the more you start to look like Ben Shapiro. Case in point. People just need to stop talking. Well, I almost banged on my table. This is an expensive table. I cannot be banging on this table. Then talk to your party about that. Don't try to school anybody on what people should be focused on instead of trans people. We've been saying that all along. We need to talk about real solutions, not trans people. Tell your party that. Oh man, see, and I need to simmer down because it's going to be a lot of idiots out there, and I can't be raising my blood pressure on idiots like that. That's how you can spot a grifter. Like when they're trying so hard to sell you a product, they sell you out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why a lot of her viewers, and she has almost 5 million subscribers. I'm wondering, are any of them like, wait, but your party is telling me I should fear trans people. Like trans people are just naturally born pedophiles and they want to kidnap my kids and turn them trans and turn them drag queens. And that's what the Republican Party has been preaching since, I mean, before Trump has been in office, but it didn't really ramp up until Trump started running for office. You know what I'm saying? Just do some simple Google searches. It's not hard to find because they're proud of it. They boast about it. They made movies about it. So it is easy to not fall in that type of gutter if you're an honest and decent person. If you know how to treat people with respect, no matter who they are, what color they are, what they identify as, if you treat them like a human being with dignity and respect, you're always 99.99999% always going to be on the right side of that conversation. It's not hard. Unless you're an idiot. And then nothing that I just said makes sense to you. But of course, if you think I'm wrong, I have an open door policy. Go ahead, join the Discord. The link should be down below. And let's talk. Let's talk it out. But if you want to let me know how you feel in the comments down below, please do. And like always, let's have that conversation.